Trying some what you would call hunting pellets this morning at 10 yards. They're expanding, hollow point, whatever you want to call them. The RWS Super Hollow Point, it was a fairly good group there, 2 touching and 1 to one side. The Bisley Pest Control, I was quite surprised, it was a tight group. The Killer, none of them touched, and the Destroyer just barely touching there, but it was still reasonably open. And the BSA Hollow Point, not a very good group like all the others. And then I moved it out to 15 yards. The Super Hollow Point, the group opened up a little bit. The Bisley Pest Control, nice clover leaf there. The Killer, it opened up a little bit. I'm a bit surprised there, the Destroyer, that become a tight group as well, the same as the Bisley Pest Control. And the BSA Hollow Point, that stayed more or less the same, bit of an open group there. And then when I moved out to 20 yards, this is where it starts to tell. The pellets will either work for you or they won't. And with these I found the Super Hollow Point, ignoring the fact it missed the bullseye, we got to think of trajectory here. The group was quite wide and fairly disappointed. And the distance between, on average, was 60mm, so I'm not going to use that again. The Bisley Pest Control, although I had 2 touching, 1 went out a bit there. And the Killer, that was all over the place. And out of all the pellets I've tried so far, the Killer actually gave, on average over 3 different ranges, the worst results at 69mm. Through how I worked it out. I'm quite disappointed with the Killer. The Destroyer wasn't too bad, it still retained some sort of an almost group, if you want to call it. And the BSA, if I can just find the holes, a little bit scattered. The disappointment to me was the Norica Killer, definitely the worst in my rifle so far that I've found. And the RWS, the Super Hollow Point. Now I'm surprised with this because normally with other rifles I've had, this always produced good groups and it's one of my favourites, so I'm a little bit surprised, a little bit disappointed that this particular pellet doesn't suit my rifle, but that's the way it goes.